We just saw Warcraft, and on this show, I take my friends, we go see a movie, we review it here in the car, and then we have a discussion. The review part is spoiler-free, so if you're on the fence or looking for a recommendation, you can watch this video and find out what we thought without spoilers. And if you don't care about spoilers, or if you've already seen the movie, you can look at the other video that will be titled Warcraft Movie Discussion with Spoilers. This is a big-budget adaptation of Blizzard's Warcraft series. The story is essentially the story of Warcraft 1, or what happens before the game.
Like prequel, like the introduction to the game, pretty much.
And what to say about the movie? So, there's some good animation. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of cool ideas. Some interesting plot developments that happen here and there, but for the most part, this is a disaster. It's really convoluted storytelling. The characterizations are really bad. It's like you don't have a lot of information or backstory about any of the characters. You just have what they do in the movie to go on, what actions they take to go on. It feels edited to within an inch of its life. Like scenes aren't allowed to last more than like 45 seconds, and so if they need a minute and a half scene, they intersperse it with something else. So there'll be this battle that's going on, and there'll be this conversation that's happening that's completely disconnected from it, and they'll just cut back and forth between the two. I felt like the end of the movie, where they finally decided to stop it, to me it felt like the beginning of Act 2 or the beginning of Act 3. Like, it weirdly didn't have a climax. It had it had a turn, and it's like, okay, now it's set up for the story to actually take place. It's like the first 80% of this movie was the setup, but then there was no payoff. It was just, and now we're set up for a sequel to do something with.
I feel like you could have had a narrator describe the entire movie with quick cuts of the entire thing for about 10 minutes as the setup for another movie.
Right. Yeah, and if this had been adapted from a trilogy of books, this movie makes sense. You know what I mean?
You mean like Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, or
let's make as many movies as we can.
No, I mean like Hunger Games, okay. And even that, that has more character development in the first movie and all of that kind of stuff. But I just mean if their intent, and if they were clear about there's going to be a second one, there's going to be a third one, kind of thing.
I don't see that happening.
Well, I mean, no, because they have to make a successful movie to get there. But I guess my point is that, if they'd called this the Warcraft Saga Part 1...
Right. This would make sense, I suppose.
It would make sense, and then, if, it financially didn't make it to where they could make a second movie, then it would be understandable. But instead, this is just it's a half-baked movie. It's somehow, at the same time, it's boring and confusing. You're trying, you feel like you're stupid, you don't understand what's going on. So I didn't like it. What did you think?
I think there was a lot of if you were going to like it, you just have to roll with it. You'd be like, okay, I don't get that, but maybe they'll explain it later on. Oh, they're not going to explain it later on. Whatever. This isn't good. It's kind of a shame too, because it's not particularly bad acted. The acting is okay.
There's a lot of it that works. It's the story. The story is really broken. The characters are not I don't care about anyone in this movie.
I think you missed the 30 seconds of exposition that explained people's backstories to make you have some sympathy for them. Right. And that was seriously 30 seconds of movie. There's just if they would have made it just more straightforward, just here are the good guys, here are the bad guys. We're not going to mix any of those two up at all. It would have been passable. You'd be like, okay, I guess as a teen I might be into this maybe, but at this point I'm just looking at this entire thing. I'm like, this is a mess, guys. What are you doing?
Yeah, like, I mean, I had flashbacks to Dracula Untold while I was watching this movie, which is not a good movie at all.
I kind of liked it.
But it's the same sort of thing. Like, at least with Dracula Untold, there was a single character to focus on.
Yes.
And you could follow it. It was stupid as hell, but you could follow what was going on. And then it had all of the, you know, eye candy stuff going on that, I mean, you can take it or leave it if you like a bunch of CGI stuff going on, which if you're going to see Warcraft, you'd better like a lot of CGI stuff going on, because that's what's going on. But I said to Matthew right before we got into the car, like, I feel like if this had been cutscenes from a 40-hour video game campaign, like if I had been playing pieces of a game to get to those points and had spent time with those characters interactively, it would have been a fine experience, and this would have been really great CG cutscenes to support that story. But watching it all without any interaction, it needed a lot more character development or focus or something.
It's like this would be fine. Yeah, this would be fine if it was actually the story of RTS and you had some filler text in between chapters.
Yeah, and if they like picked a protagonist, because they don't really have one. They just have like
was it
eight of them.
Was it Luther, the king? Was it Gamora? Was it the one kid?
All of the above.
Was it the Guardian? Was it the other Frost Wolf clan leader?
Yeah, we just watch it omnisciently. We don't watch it from anyone's perspective, or or understand any one person particular goal, and so there's no like, that person turned out to be evil. And we knew that because the movie told us that like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, because their eyes go green or something.
Right. It's such a weird combination of like things that hold you by the hand and things that tell you absolutely nothing about. Like, I don't know any more about Corona or whatever her name was. I'm just going to call her Corona because it's close enough.
It was Garona or Corona or...
Yeah,
something.
I don't know anything else about her than I did before I started watching the movie.
Her mom got burned for having her was the gist, I guess. I don't know. That's 30 seconds you missed.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it. We watched it in 2D. How would you even think it holds up in 3D? I mean, the action wasn't like terrible shaky cam movements for the CG, so I guess it might have held up pretty well in 3D. Yeah,
I mean, some of it's so CG heavy and done on the computer. I'm sure that they made it look good in 3D. I can't see sitting through it in 3D for that long and wanting to continue to look at the screen. Because there's not enough else going on, and it's after you've seen all the character designs, like there's not a whole lot of, you've seen once you've seen the first battle, you've seen the whole movie. Like there's no
it's
surprising
pretty much
visual changes that happen with it. So
I mean, it's toned down Lord of the Rings pretty much. So what can you do?
Yeah, it's Board of the Rings. That's our review. We'll get into more with the spoilers. This is one of those movies that if you're dying to see it, by all means, go enjoy it. And if you're watching this after you watch the movie and you loved it, more power to you. But everybody else, check out the spoiler video and we'll talk about more of the stuff. So if you like the way we do these, please like the video, subscribe, check out all the written video reviews at dalemaxfield.com, and thanks for watching.